Shit, I left my drink somewhere.
Do you need me to bring it to you?
Yeah, could you?
I'll be back.
Got him.
You'd be proud of me, Ashley. I have 7 lights on in this room.
Nice.
Do you
Can you
still
tilt your
look
camera
red?
down? Thank you.
Can I do what?
Can you tilt your camera down?
Oh, you don't look red anymore
There
either.
you go.
I changed the lighting because you were right, Justin. I looked very grim with my red lighting.
No, I thought it was great.
I feel like I'd change the lighting if, like, the ship's in danger or something. We're in an emergency. Like, all right, hold on, let me switch the red lighting.
Naturally.
Alert!
Is that Patrick's old room?
You're right.
Yeah. It is.
It's now inhabited by other things.
Go close your closet door. The hall closet.
Oh, you could. Yeah, of course, you see down the hall. Hold on, let me go fix that.
Okay. All right. I am excited to be broadcasting again. Hopefully this is the beginning of more and more actual organized and scheduled live streams. Holy crap, look at all that terrain.
What terrain?
In Nick's, in Patrick's
yeah.
old room.
Yeah.
Someone's playing some Warhammer on a square table.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
not
no, why is it
inviting
small?
us.
Why is
What's small?
Zoom is small? I don't know why.
There's a button. There's a button somewhere. I don't know where. There is a button somewhere.
No, that just made it worse. Let's see that button. All right, there we go.
Wait, we're live?
Yes, we're live. Yes, we're live.
Where?
Should be on Twitch.
I don't see it.
Yeah, according to this, we are live.
I gotta update the app.
Look at that. 2 new followers and everything.
What?
I'll take it. Oh, Diggles, he joined, or that, well, I say he, but I don't actually know. They joined Discord recently. You are supposed to just see the intro screen. We don't have cameras up yet. Thank you for asking. Hey, Rain, can you hear us all well? Are we clear? It says we have 0 viewers, but very clearly someone just typed in the chat.
What's that?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That subscriber. Oh, wait, did y'all hear the little chimey chime, or is that just on my end?
I've got the volume all the way down. That's probably just you.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Let's do this, and do this, and do... Nice. Looks like our audio levels are good. Creed said he was coming back, right?
Did you see his, where he added you in Discord?
I did not see that.
He just said, at you.
Oh.
I don't know. That was a few minutes ago.
He was...
But he was here.
Yeah, he was here. He was here. Technical difficulties with the Zoom call. What? Who's ever heard of such a thing? What's it doing?
We're doing a dice test roll. 3d6. How bad? How good?
Don't do it. Don't do it. 46. Drop lowest.
Oh. It was...
Hey. Oh, unlucky. Hey, unlucky Nick. Hey, Water Lily Faye. I know you.
I think it was dead average. That's boring.
Are you gonna roll? Are you gonna roll 3 dice, or are you rolling 4, dropping 1?
I was gonna... I'm feeling the rolling 4, dropping 1, Patrick. I'm feeling it.
Well, yeah.
Oh God, I didn't see that. I didn't
You're feeling
see that part. My bad.
What part?
All I saw was him. Oh, you know what it is? Where I have my tripod sitting, the little handle for tilting it is stuck in front of my monitor, and I literally can't see the line above where he tagged me that says, "What's the Zoom meeting ID?" Good.
Got
Is
it.
that important?
It helps. It helps.
Didn't you post a link to it though?
Yeah, but maybe that link isn't working all of a sudden. Let me see.
Oh.
Who knows? Who knows? Listen, we're here to play Starfinder, not figure out Zoom.
We're here for the futuristic tech, not the current tech.
Is why we are on spaceship bridges. Someone was sorry, I lost my arms. Oof.
Gotta admit, though, Ashley's setup is stylish.
Man, Ashley has us all beat. Just
It's been a long time.
Very hard.
Thank you very much. If I had to
Yeah,
be in a corner, it was going to be a nice looking corner.
Yeah. This is me, just kind of boring and plain. I got Aragorn.
Are you zoomed in?
Actually, no,
Really? Are you getting me on my alignment? Is that what's happening? Yeah.
that is what's happening.
Oh,
there.
they're grouped like that, so it doesn't matter how I move them; they move together. I guess you're just gonna have to deal with it. I hope. I saw that Veronica Coe followed us and is maybe in the stream. She's a very talented graphic artist and graphic designer, and she's probably raging if she can see that. Ungroup.
Good. Same.
There, I fixed it. Nope, I made it worse. I fixed
What
it.
have you fixed?
It's fixed. Just what's his face roasting me,
For what?
being awful.
Okay. How about this? How does this look? Ooh, I've got bars. I don't want bars, so I gotta be widescreen, which zooms me in.
Yeah, see?
Your shoulder's like going in and out. It's weird.
Who's mine?
Ooh, Justin?
Yeah, when you lean forward.
Yeah! Get it.
Disturbing. Okay. That's not bad. Oh god, Mike's in chat. Alright, there we go.
Alright, yes, we are aware that we're broadcasting, Harrison. Thank you for pointing it out. We are trying something a little new, letting people hear us fumble our way through some startup.
Hey, Nick, out of curiosity, what's the temperature like in your house?
Asking the real questions.
Hello,
It was-
Nick. It's nice
It was a nice temperature until about 10 minutes before this stream, and then it just got decidedly hot.
Yeah, it's like 80 here at our
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Okay, let's see here.
I got 1 month of low power bill, and I'm taking it. 1 month out of the year. That's all I get.
Low power bill one time.
Nice to meet you, Amarok.
Hello, sir. We have met once upon a time.
I don't remember.
Birthday party. Right?
Yep.
Oh,
That was probably the last time. My birthday party.
was it the one where I won every game I played?
Yes. The game you beat me in was... What's that game, Patrick? The steampunk...
Side.
I was
Side,
there,
side.
but I was distracted.
Is that the claim? I believe I believe Creed was playing the Germans, and the Germans.
No, what happened is it's 2 different games that night. I had already won before I realized it. It was that game, the Scythe game, and Cards Against Humanity. Like I had enough cards to win, and I just didn't know. It was a lot of fun. I had good
All
times.
right.
I'm really mad I missed
that was
his-
the game that Jackie was playing, right? And she was actually being like the nicest cards possible for everyone.
Yeah, that's what was happening.
All right, I'm going to switch it so that our faces can be seen.
Oh boy.
Do it.
It's happening.
Do it. I'm scared.
Look like a bum
Boom, there it is.
squatting in somebody's house
Your squad.
because we're moving and we got rid of a lot of furniture.
Are you like sitting on a box right now?
No, I'm sitting on a chair.
Oh, okay. I just thought you attached the back of a leather chair to a box. That's what
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
that
was
clever.
going on.
How
I'm
and
that
why?
handy. Attach the back of a leather chair.
Listen, how and why is not important.
I'm also
that's
keeping
the-
the back of a leather chair
That's
for
the,
some reason instead of just throwing it away.
No, there's a lot of layers to that joke that I rather enjoy. Wait, Patrick, am I the only one going with a spaceship background? I thought you had. I thought you were with me on this.
I still
Alright.
don't have a way to like edit the background.
There we
Oh,
go.
that's alright.
Boom.
There we go.
Which do I like better?
I don't know. Neither of them are images we have licensing rights to, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Let me turn that off.
Say, hey,
Listen,
hey,
all I'm saying,
copyright.
all I'm saying is if I can get a phone call from CBS, I could try and turn that into something. I don't know what, but
Now that we're
Bring Madam
here,
Secretary back.
Now that you're trying to sue us, how about we just join you?
What do you feel about official sponsorship deals?
Listen, I think Starfinder would be great for Star Trek. All right, well, since I guess we're here
Starfinder?
and
What's
people
that?
can see us now,
It's time to.
I guess it's time to like do what we're here to do for our 11 viewers. Thank you all so much for being here, 11 viewers. We've missed you all. We've COVID has taken us out of being able to play together, and hopefully we're going to be back at the table in June. We're aiming for June 7th, but we're watching the news very closely, and if we start seeing that terrifying spike everybody keeps talking about, then obviously we will do what's best for our safety and the safety of those that can't protect themselves. But we're hoping to be back. In the meantime, we're going to be doing some online gameplay, and I'm going to hand it over to Creed. Creed, wave here at the camera so everybody knows who you are. Creed normally plays TAC in our Azkazir game. That's our main game featuring all 8 of the cast. But he's actually my DM, the person that DM'd for me before I DM'd, and he's been wanting to do Starfinder for a while now. So he's going to run this. So the gist of this show is a very different format from Azkazir. Azkazir is a 6-hour show, very hard to watch, very hard to digest. This show is going to be 2-hour streams, and we'll probably split them into 1-hour episodes when they go to podcast and YouTube, so that people can get through them better and get through content in a little bit more episodically, and we're hoping it'll be a little easier to digest. We'll also be going to space with Starfinder, so that's exciting. Do we have rights to that, Patrick? I don't think we have rights to that.
yes, we do.
This is.
That's next level. That's next level. Paint, I love it.
Captain
Couple of
Share.
announcements as we go into the future of Into the Dungeon. Well, I guess I already did one of them. June 7th is when we're hoping to come back for our main game. We're not treating the Starfinder game as a one-shot or a one-off. The plan is for this to run weekly for as long as we're having fun with it. And Creed has got some fantastic story put together for us to play.
Yeah, it's been put together for months now.
Yeah, I know you've been sitting on it for
I go,
quite a bit.
what did I write? What did I do? Oh, yeah, I need to look at those notes.
The other new thing is that we do have a Discord that we've opened up to the public. That you can find the link for that below in Twitch. We've also started a Patreon. The Patreon doesn't have any rewards or anything attached to it. It's very much that if you enjoy what we're doing and like to give us a monetary bit of support, you can. And our mindset is that we're not gonna, for as best as we can, because some platforms don't give us much of a choice, we're going to disable ads and things like that, because no one likes ads and they kind of get in the way, and we're here to just have a good time. So if you like what we do, feel free to donate via Patreon. If you don't have the ability to donate via Patreon, that's also fine. Tell your friends, let people know that we're here and what we're doing. With that, I am no longer the host of this particular show. Creed, take it away.
That's me. I'm the guy that's got to do the show now. Welcome everybody. Today we're just doing the session 0 making characters, and I don't think we're gonna really have too much of a structure to this. So how about everybody start rolling for stats?
Oh, is that what we're doing? Oh, wow.
That's what I thought we were doing, unless you guys already made all your characters.
No. I did some rolls, but that was mostly just warming up the dice. So let's see here. Now, Starfinder has its own rules for stat creation, right? But you want us to just roll the dice? We're doing it.
You can do it whichever way. You can do the standard array that Starfinder offers. I'm actually trying to pull it up.
Okay.
Pulled it up as well.
Snazzy.
Because I have actually never played Starfinder except for one horrible one-shot that went really badly.
I've had 2 of those.
How long? Yeah, some of us have been there for that one.
Making yes. We could do that, Baby Lugs. This could just be a Animal Crossing tabletop role-playing game where we're rolling stats for villagers.
Starfinder has a way to buy ability scores. You start with a score of 10 in each ability. You add and subtract points for race. Then you add points for theme. Spend 10 points customizing your scores and record ability scores and modifiers. It's like a buy system. If you want to use that, you can. Or you can roll with the hardcore way, like you said, Justin, 3d6 6 times, or 46 if you want, or just take standard array. That is fine with me. Okay. However you want to make your character is how you do it. Just announce it to our viewership as to what you're doing.
Well, I'm happy to go first because I have a terminal illness. It is referred to online, according to Creed, as the Will Wheaton disease. I touch a dice, it rolls low. So I will be doing the point buy system, and everything at 10. I'm looking at a couple of themes that all provide a bonus to charisma. So that bumps my charisma up to 11. And I'm looking at being a Kasatha. But when I pulled up the StarjammerSRD.com, I noticed there are some alternative ability adjustments available to Kasathas. Normally they get +2 to strength, +2 to wisdom, and -2 to intelligence. But it says that if you want to be a nomad, and real quick I can confirm the source for that looks to be something called the Character Operations Manual. I don't know if that's... It says Starfinder, so it's got to be officially licensed. But Nomad, you can have a +2 to your intelligence, +2 to charisma, and -2 to wisdom. So I'm going to do that. With the plus the 10 points that you can point by with, I'm going to dump 6 into dexterity, 2 into intelligence, 2 into charisma. Final ability array: strength 10, dexterity 16, constitution 10, intelligence 14, wisdom 8, charisma 15. I'm going to be the captain.
What is your highest stat?
16, dexterity.
And what's your lowest?
8, wisdom.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Not bad. Not bad. You said you took Nomad?
Yeah.
So that is many Kasathas left Kasath using the means of travel other than Idari. These nomads depended on their wits and charm to survive. Over time, they became less grounded in their traditions. A nomad Kasatha has +2 to intelligence, +2 to charisma, and -2 to wisdom. So, yep, there it is.
Nice.
And
If I'm the next
thinking-
window, does that mean I go next?
You
absolutely.
are you guys are not in any order. I
Oh,
don't think.
I don't know how Zoom works. Are we not all in the
Patrick's
same
on
order?
this side of me. Justin's on that side of me, and then I have Ashley here, and then
Oh.
Rock there.
Well then, I guess we'll do it in the order that's presented on the stream, which would be my screen. So that would be me next.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do dice rolls. Ow! If I can keep the dice in my hand, I just threw them across the room. This is gonna go well for me.
We're gonna keep it.
No, I did throw it, but I kind of caught it off to the side. So maybe that was a natural 20. Maybe it was a 1. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna do dice rolls, but I'm gonna do it kind of old school. I'm gonna roll 3 dice, not drop anything, and just keep what the dice give me.
Ooh, bold.
Yeah, so we'll see. Brand new system, never played it before.
You should make Patrick do that.
No, that would be cruel and
Rude.
unusual. So here we go. First roll. Oh man, the first roll is a 5.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh boy, what have I done? Next roll is a 7.
Excellent. You're the technomancer, right?
You just is that
You only need 1 stat, right?
Okay, if this roll is just as bad as those 2, I'll maybe switch out the d6. Maybe these will go to the dice vault. Oh god, that's a 6.
Your rolls from last time were much better.
Those were the warm-up rolls. Hold on, I'm switching out the d6. Hold on. This one. This one. This
playing
one.
a shambling android technomancer, just breaking as he's walking up.
That's a better roll. It's a better roll. It's that's 8, 9, 10, 11. It's an 11. It's kind of a strange day when 11 is the good roll. All right. Let's see here.
Meanwhile, Patrick's lowest score is an 8.
5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that's an 8.
Okay.
So I got a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, and an 11. Last roll.
Come on, 18.
Give me some.
Team 1 time.
Patrick's played with those dice, hasn't he?
Oh, Patrick,
Probably.
have you touched my dice?
Probably.
Consent! 9, 10, 11, 12. My highest roll is a 12.
All right.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
How often do you get ASIs in Starfinder?
You get
A lot.
pretty often. A lot, actually.
All right, cool.
You
Level
can-
1.
If we get enough money, we can actually buy stat increases. Like
you could actually just modify your body.
Oh, yeah, cybernetics, right? Like implants?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll hear real fast. This is a recap. 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. I'm probably going to play an android, which will give me something useful. Will give me... This document doesn't have it on there. Will give me... oh, here we go. +2 to strength, +2 to constitution, and -2 to charisma.
Point of order for you there, Justin. According to this book here, the Character Operations Manual, you can take the alternate ability adjustments here, which I think would help you. Instead of what that said, you can take the +2 to Dex, +2 to Intelligence, and the -2 to Charisma as well.
That is what I want. You said it's +2 to Dex,
+2 to Intelligence,
+2 to Int,
but you still get the -2 to Charisma.
-2 to Charisma.
That's the alternate start for androids.
All right, that means I'll be starting with a 14 or a 14 intelligence. Hopefully that's good for a technomancer. My hope is to play a technomancer. A technomancer.
That's the way to go. Is your android gonna be like a human shape, or is it gonna be like a different?
Oh god, you hit me with that earlier today. That my brain was thinking data, and you told me today it doesn't actually have to be humanoid. It can be.
Yeah, it's called a xenometric android. It says here, Although most androids are manufactured to resemble humans, those crafted in the likenesses of other species exist. Such xenometrics possess the abilities that mirror those of other races, sometimes even using hybrid tech to duplicate magic abilities.
Okay.
In Android, it's a long thing.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
I'm
sure it's on.
I do think I'm going to go humanoid. I don't want to play anything too crazy. So it may not be human necessarily. It might be like crafted after elves or maybe something like that.
I would
but
still look up the xenometric android rule, because that would still apply to like elves and stuff.
Xenometric.
What's
And
an
then,
actual like rule?
And then my theme. That's another thing I was supposed to pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to go themeless. So
I think that's +1 to any stat.
I'm pretty sure it was +1 to any stat, and then a bunch of other kind of stuff as you level up. I'm pretty sure is how that was when I looked at it. I'm really happy that I decided for sure I was going to play an android and a technomancer before really rolling these stats.
You still got it, man. That's as long as you have one good stat, you can play caster.
No, I believe that. All right, so I think next up would be Ashley.
Oh no!
Yes. Oh yes.
Okay. Well, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I know that I'm gonna be a Vlaka, like a dog person.
Yep.
And I know that it's the theme, right? It's gonna be paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do Mystic for the class.
Mystic. Okay.
Okay. So how are you getting your stats?
I already rolled.
Well, what did you get?
I got a 14, a 14, a 10, a 13, a 10, and a 13.
All right.
2 10s,
There
2
it is.
13s, 2 14s.
Laka.
Oh yeah, nice. I was just thinking. I wish I had a second monitor so I could throw up some images of these things. Hold that Vlaka up a little longer. It's literally.
It's
so
a dog.
are we allowed to make furry jokes?
No.
Yes.
Am I allowed to make vibrator jokes about your android?
Yes.
I'll be quiet.
Oh.
I'll be quiet. My bad. Well played.
Xenometric. So Ashley, remember as a Vlaka, you get +2 to
I
your
got
wisdom,
burned so hard just then.
+2 to your charisma, and -2 to your intelligence.
Okay. Hey Patrick,
What?
can you check the Discord where I asked for something that I don't have?
Sure.
All right. I think that's your character.
Hey, there's no kink shaming here. We all love a good furry and vibrator. You can put that on the record. That lives forever on the
I'm
internet.
gonna let you put that.
Furry vibrator sounds like the most.
I'm gonna let you put that on.
Oh,
All right, Nick, you're up.
All right. So I don't want to let Justin be all by himself in the rolling 3d6 land. So I'll do it. This is obviously session 0, so anyone who wants to veto is welcome to veto the character idea, but I'm thinking of Cryptus, a Trox soldier, who would be a former colonist, which gets him a nice +1 to Constitution, because this is a chonky boy. My idea of him basically is I want him to be a murder hobo on a leash. He does what the captain says. He's not going to misbehave, but when the captain says, okay, it's time to misbehave, yeah, he's there. Trox are kind of like weird beetle creatures. They are very big. They have 4 arms, 2 of which are vestigial, so they can't actually do, and there it is.
There we are. Big boys.
nice.
The fighting style for the soldier is going to be a guard. So basically, when someone shoots at Patrick's character, I will intervene. Or since Justin's character is going to have no HP, probably, intervene for poor Justin. I have played Paizo games before, and AC is bullshit. So we'll see how this goes. But stat rolling. Oh, first one's not bad. 8 + 6, so 14. Oh, there's ones. 7.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I just need one stat to be good.
You got one already.
there's a 10.
This is a playable character already.
Oh, you didn't say that about mine.
Oof.
Yeah, it was. Once you got that 11.
4.
4? Yes.
There were 2 1s and a 2. Oh, there we go. 13. Come on, triple 1s. Patrick, I don't think you played with these dice, Patrick.
Probably not.
An 8. Pretty middling. We got Constitution. That's all we needed here, folks. In theory.
Those are decent stats. I'd play that character. I'd play Justin's character. Then I'd still lower one of the stats.
Yeah. The Trox has +2 to Strength, +2 to Con, and -2 to Dex. So if I want, I could be really slow on climbing ladders.
Oh, that'd be great if you have a starship that's like a ladder in the middle going up.
I just live on the bottom tier. Just
Yeah.
The top tiers are beyond me.
Whatever systems are down there, that's what you handle.
I have 4 arms and I can't climb, so it's just not happening.
Right. So you guys have made your characters? Have you done equipment or anything like that?
No,
Nope.
not at all.
All right.
I don't even have a name yet.
I don't either.
Same.
So let's see.
Should I roll 3 dice for a name?
Wait, the really dumb murder hobo's the only one with a name, guys?
All right. Well, what's next? I think it's writing in your health and resolve. This is a lot of stuff is on you.
So how do we calculate our health and resolve?
Let me go over health and resolve.
Okay.
Health is actually really simple.
Okay.
Like for instance, for Android, each level you get 4 HP.
Oh wait, hold on, real fast before you go into that. Do the stats we just rolled have modifiers like D&D does?
Oh yeah.
So can we write down? Can you read out what the modifiers are going to be for us?
Let me find them. I'll do that. I'm using a book. I know it's old school. I'm sure Patrick can find this stuff. Ability scores, page 18. I just like having the books over PDFs, even though PDFs are much easier. All right, so you get, okay, what's your lowest score?
Lowest score is a 5.
-3.
Boy.
6 is -2, 7's -2, 8 and 9, -1, 10, 11, 0, 12, 13, +1, 14, 15, +2, 16, 17, +3, 18, 19, +4, 20, and above is +5. 22, 23, +6, 24, 25, +7.
You said 10 and 11 was 0?
10 and 11 was 0, just
Okay.
like
and it just goes up in increments of 2.
Yep. Anybody else need me to repeat that?
Nope.
They have character flaws. I didn't know that.
This 4 in charisma really excites me.
You have a 4 in charisma?
Yep.
Oh man, that is gonna
Do
be
not speak. Your mouth is shut.
Next up, health and resolve. So hit points are basically for an android, it is just 4 hit points right now. Your stamina, I believe, is based on your class. Correct me if I'm wrong, people who have played Starfinder before. Because I
hit points, class and race.
Class and race. So let me find that Technomancer. Any minute now. It's got a domestic Technomancer. There we are. Technomancer gives you 5 HP, which I think 4 + 5, that's 9 HP for your android. I'm guessing that means, hold on, let me look it up. Where is stamina?
Hey, don't start with me because I'm still doing some of my stat stuff.
Oh, well, I'm just going through it. Your stamina points are determined by your constitution score and your class, so not your race. So it's your constitution modifier plus your plus points equal to the SP value listed in your description. Ah, there it is. So stamina would be 5 for a technomancer. It'd be 5 plus constitution. You probably don't have a whole lot of stamina. All right. What else is what is everyone doing? What do you need questions answered? I'm just here to help you walk through it.
I'm sure I have so many questions, but I don't even know what they are, honestly.
You have a fillable character sheet?
Doing.
What's that?
I said I can't. It's harder to know what to do and say if I can't see what you guys exactly are doing.
I got you. Hold on.
Yeah, I've seen a fillable character sheet around the internet.
That would help.
Yeah, I've got that. I'm just like very slowly trying to figure out all of this.
Well, you're a Vlaka, right?
Yes.
You've got your stats.
Yes.
What do you even know what class you would want to play?
Mystic.
Mystic, okay.
Yes. And I'm looking at all the connections for Mystic.
Let's go to Mystic. Let's go to Mystic. Well, first things first, 6 HP plus your Vlaka HP, which is
4.
6 plus 4?
Uh-huh. Vlaka is 4. Saw that.
Okay, well, I'll take your report. So that's your HP, so you're at 10. No, excuse me. You're at 12.
What is
I'm so tired. I apologize. I'm looking at the wrong numbers here. Your stamina, what's your constitution modifier?
I don't know that yet. I have not even...
You haven't assigned anything?
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, you need, I think, the key ability score for...
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
But intelligence still matters as far as skill ranks is concerned.
Creed, what if you just looked at the character sheet and worked us kind of from top to bottom and we do each section together?
That sounds good.
So
Let me just go grab my
I would just say let's make sure we're all looking at an official character sheet.
Okay. Alright, let's look at... Oh my goodness. Where is the character sheet in this character sheet?
Alright, cool. I've got an official character sheet pulled up and ready to go.
I'm glad y'all can't see my screen because it is just a mess of windows.
Yeah, that's what my screen is basically
Yeah.
looking like.
There's a lot of Starfinder wiki going on mine.
Alright, so you have your character here. Okay, so let's just go down my list is what I've got. So we need to get all your stats, your ability scores in place. So who doesn't have them in place?
I need the modifiers one more time.
What for what number?
5.
-3.
Okay. 8.
-1.
See, 11.
0.
15.
15, 12, 13 plus 1, 4. That's +2.
Okay, that's it for me. I'm there.
Anyone else need help with ability scores?
Yeah, on the character sheet where it says upgraded score, what does that mean?
Upgraded score. Don't think that's going to apply until you get some upgrades. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that are at least here for things that come later, like like biohacking and cybernetics and things like that. So
it looks like initiative is just the dex modifier for right now. It looks like it's dex modifier plus miscellaneous modifier, and I don't
right,
imagine
you
we all
have
have.
feat mods, class mod, miscellaneous mods, dex mod, all that sort of stuff. Your speed should be from your race. I think it's the traditional 30 feet. Armor class, it's definitely going to come from your armor classes and things like that, so don't worry about that. Saving throws, let's go over saving throws. Fortitude, reflex, and will.
Oh, do we do health and resolve?
What?
Oh, okay, let's go back to health and resolve. All right, so your health is just your class plus your race. They should have listed there. Does anybody have any questions about what their class, race, HP pool is?
Okay, so it's class and race.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like for Android, it just says hit points 4.
Yep. Plus your Technomancer hit points, which I believe is 5.
Okay, 5 plus Constitution. So I start with a 9.
No, that's not correct.
Nope.
Not correct.
Oh, that's stamina points.
That's stamina points. It is just you get health per level for you.
Got it. So my starting hit points is 9.
Yes. Period. Your Constitution does not affect that.
Gotcha. So the next thing is my stamina.
So,
Go ahead, Ashley.
what were you saying about Mystic earlier? You said 10, and then you said 12, and then you said don't listen to you.
For you, your Vlaka Mystic gets 6 HP per level. Vlaka gets 4, so you get 10 HP per level.
At level 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And the stamina is...
Stamina, that is going to be your class plus your class, which would be the 6 plus your Constitution modifier per level. So whatever your Constitution is.
That's a 10, so that's a 0, so that's a 6.
Yep, so it's just 6 stamina points.
And for anyone who doesn't know what stamina points are, they're kind of like a temporary hit point in that you can lose them and regain them very easily throughout play.
Right.
Any damage you take hits them first before going to your hit points.
And hit points are much harder to get back than they are in 5e.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for instance, I think you can spend a resolve point, which we'll get into later, and 10 minutes resting to gain back all of your stamina. It's just like 10 minutes, resolve point, all my stamina is back. But there's very few spells and abilities that actually heal back hit points.
So we're when it comes to death, we're managing more than just HP. We've got to track our stamina, our HP, and our resolve.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. Patrick, Nick, you guys good?
I'm good to go. I have
HP
10 stamina points, 15 HP, 7 from Soldier, 8 from Big Boy Trox.
Cool. And feel free to
HP, 6 SP.
And you guys sound like, Nick, you sound like you've played Starfinder before or something. Please feel free to chime in. I've DM'd before and I'm confident DMing this, but I haven't played, so I'm not so confident with the player stuff.
Patrick and I had a very good one-shot experience at a gaming store.
We did not have a good experience when
I was definitely being sarcastic.
Oh
Yeah. I've had 2 bad one-shots.
not be playing this?
Patrick, Ashley, did y'all find fillable sheets, or do you want me to put it in Discord for you?
I've got one.
I didn't find one. If you wanted to put it in
I'll send
Discord,
over to you.
That would be great.
It does the auto math on the ability scores.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. I'm doing mine pen and paper, but I'll transition. Oh, well, it didn't show up. I'm doing mine pen and paper, but I'll do mine. I'll use that sheet.
It is sent over.
So how do we figure out our resolve? Is that in the same section?
Let me pull that up and go over those rules. So resolve points. Calculating resolve. You have a number of resolve points equal to half your character level rounded down, but minimum of 1, plus the modifier of your key ability score. So for you, What's the modifier for your intelligence?
Ah, okay. So my key ability score. Got it. I was really nervous.
And your key ability score is based on class, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, so 2. My key ability score is intelligence, so I've got a
All right,
modifier
so
of 2.
1 plus 2, that's 3 resolve points. You have 3 resolve points, so make sure you annotate that. Let's see. Even if you have a negative modifier in it, you still have at least 1 resolve point. Let's see. All right, so spending resolve. What resolve points are for? They're for regaining stamina, like I explained earlier. They're for stabilizing. If you're dying, you have enough resolve, you can spend a number of resolve points equal to 1/4 your maximum on your turn to immediately stabilize. So basically, you can stabilize yourself with these. If you can stay in the fight if you have enough resolve points, or you were knocked unconscious from non-lethal damage. You can spend 1 at the start of your turn to heal 1 hit point. You are no longer dying. Like it's based around the death mechanic, and each class will have things that say, hey, you can spend a resolve point to make this spell more powerful. So hold on to them. They are, as I understand, very important. Your resolve points can never drop below 0. Dying causes you to lose resolve points. If you lose resolve points due to dying, you don't have any remaining, you're dead. So whenever you lose a resolve point, you don't have any because you're going to die, and you don't have any remaining, that's when you die. There's no death saving throws in this, from my understanding.
Oy.
Up to once
sure
per day, you can regain any spent resolve points by getting a full 8 hours of uninterrupted rest. So you get a long 8-hour rest.
Everyone else that's using the fillable character sheet,
Okay.
are you having an issue with the upgraded modifier staying at -5 and that totally messing with
I'm not even sure what the
else?
upgraded thing is.
I'm not either. And what she's talking about, Creed, is there's because it has those 2 extra lines. This form fillable sheet is calculating everything based on the number that is in the far right underneath upgraded modifier.
Can't we just put the
-5 and
yeah,
it's
we
not
might just
letting me
have to
change it.
just duplicate your results into that field,
into the upgraded score, put the same number.
Okay.
But that's just this one character sheet issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also one of those things where it's if I know Paizo and Pathfinder and Starfinder, there's probably times when your innate ability matters, and then there's probably times when your modified ability matters. So having those numbers there, even if they're the same, is probably useful.
Yeah.
So
see, I just thought my stats were terrible, but I didn't realize that column was doing that.
Yeah. So we've gone over hit points, stamina points, and resolve points. Are we all those 3? Let's just focus on those 3. I think it's not on the character sheet yet.
You're cutting out.
You're cutting out bad.
It's not on the character sheet, but I think we should talk about the racial feats, because it looks like there are some choices we can all make there.
Are you talking? I think most of them are from the character operations manual, except for the trucks and the Vlaka. So I think that's really only going to apply to you and to Justin.
Okay.
And this is the alternate racial traits you said?
Yeah, Justin, I'll quickly go over some of them for you while Patrick looks over his.
So it doesn't apply to Ashley and Nick.
Right, because they're pulling their races from basically the monster manual.
Gotcha.
So not from like the main core races.
Now this replaces. So my standard trait is. So it can replace any of my standard traits, basically?
Alternate racial traits. You can use... most androids have standard android racial traits detailed in the core rulebook, but individuals might have unique abilities represented by the alternate racial traits. Now, do you choose a certain number of these, or is this like I'm taking all of them from this book as opposed to the other book?
The way I read it is you can pick and choose whichever ones you want. But for Android, I think for the xenometric, it specifically says this is going to replace everything.
Yeah, that's xenometric, but he still has things like easily augmented impersonation matrix, infosphere integration, multilingual, nanine upgrade, things like that.
Well, I guess. Oh, okay. It tells you. It tells you what they replaces. So if you take infosphere, it replaces exceptional vision. Okay. No, you don't have to focus on me on this. I can read it.
Okay, so you got it.
And I've already looked at some of this the other day when I was thinking Android, so I'm sure one of these will ring a bell.
The reason I wanted to bring that up is for Kasathas, you can actually replace their historian ability, which normally Kasathas would get a +2 racial bonus to culture checks as a historian. I'm going to replace historian with crew member. Some Kasatha families have a long tradition of training kin to serve as crew. These Kasathas have a +2 racial bonus to a skill that I can pick, be it piloting, engineering, or computers. I think that'll work really well for what I want to do with my character. So I'm going to pick that, but I haven't picked the skill yet.
Okay. Like I said, I don't think Vlaka or Trox get that. But unless you guys know something I don't. All right. What is next on the list of things to go through as a team? So we have our ability scores down. We have initiative. We did that. Do we have our speed? Does everyone know what their speed is?
No clue.
I
don't see that.
I assume it's 30.
I assumed it too, but I mean, I could be completely wrong.
Is that a race thing or a class thing?
I thought it was a racial thing.
Should be a racial thing.
Most medium creatures have 30 feet speed, but Vlaka and Trox are weird and might be different.
I mean, if it doesn't say, it should be 30.
Okay, so speed of 30.
Just go ahead and put 30 down for now until we see otherwise.
Okay.
Can't wait until we talk about skills.
Skills. I'm not doing skills.
I'll talk about skills.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Saving throws. Let's find saving throws. I'm going to let you guys handle your alignments. We've already done. Let's see. Where's saving throws in this thing? Doesn't say.
I have a whopping 3 resolve points. Is that good? Do y'all have substantially more than that?
I have 3.
I have 4.
I have 4.
That's not so bad then.
Yeah, my key trait is either strength or dexterity, so I obviously did not take the one with negatives.
No, that makes sense.
Patrick, can you pull up how we calculate your saving throws for like fortitude, reflex, and will saves?
That is actually per class. There's a table that shows you which of your saves you start off at +2 and which one you start off with 0.
I see it now. Okay.
All of mine are +0 except for will save.
All right. So yeah, go look at the class.
Because of your stats?
No, it's just what they are by default for the Technomancer.
So Ashley, Justin and Patrick were talking about like special things for their characters. I put in the Discord for you. Vlaka and Trox 2 are different. So if you read in there, you'll see you have stuff like cold resistance. So Vlakas have cold resistance 5 that stacks with one other source of cold resistance. You have cooperative, so you gain +2 bonus to skill checks for aid. For the aid, another action. So you have a couple things in there that are unique to you. Trox example is that Trox can burrow. So I have a burrow speed of 20 feet, and I intend to burrow through Patrick's ship in space and kill us all.
Nice.
Oh, great. My reflexes say...
It's a really good thing we put you on the bottom floor. We can just seal that off.
Aren't these ladders?
My reflex save is actually -1 because it does have an ability modifier attached to it.
stand near Trox or stand near Nick's character. He's got something where he can like benefit us.
Oh, nice.
So the guard is basically if Justin gets hit, I take half the damage, and we can split the damage.
Nice.
That'll be helpful. I hope this isn't like too terribly boring to whomever might still be watching.
It's character creation. It's not exactly the most exciting thing, but thank you guys for joining us anyway.
Yeah, we got 7 viewers. I'm happy about it.
I think we wanted, just for completeness sake, to have the session 0 in.
Are the
in
saves
recorded group.
supposed to be totally terrible? Like
Start, yes.
At level 1, yeah.
okay.
They'll get a lot better.
So all these plus zeros are.
Hey, you're a mystic, aren't you? So you probably only have plus to will saves, don't you?
Yeah, it's a +2 to will, and then
Yep.
fort and reflex are +0. Okay.
Yep.
But you
Yeah.
probably
And that's
have, like,
the base save, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So then you add your
Okay.
ability modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Or the
So it also says I have this base attack bonus. Where does that go? Oh, Bab. I'm betting it's
That's
Bab.
your Bab.
Is it Bab?
Yeah.
Alright, Bab. Got it.
Where's
I see
Bab?
it.
Where's Bab?
It's under attack bonuses in the box beneath saving throws.
Bab.
Bab.
Oh, I can't edit Bab.
You can't. I'm hoping that this character sheet understands
Yes,
the
you
class
can.
and level box.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. To the right of attack bonuses.
Well, that's the MISC mod.
No. Nope. No.
There's a base. There's a
There's a
base attack bonus.
So yeah, like it's not in the box.
Oh, I see it. I
It's-
see it. I
it's-
see it.
Yeah, there you go.
We have to.
Oh,
put it.
okay.
We
All
have to
right.
put it.
Okay. My goodness, they need to make a better character sheet. This thing is a mess.
Listen, it's not our
This
fault
thing
we're
is
spoiled
seriously
by
a
that other
mess.
company that made a really good web app.
No, this thing is a mess.
So, are y'all ready to talk class skills?
I found to be excellent. Just saying.
Okay.
This thing's
We got to strategize talking skills
Oh yeah,
because
I'm bad at things.
the first
Strategy.
the way to approach this is we need to talk about who wants to be best at what. I think that's the best way to talk about it, and then we can talk about, okay, is that going to be a class skill for you? Can you do that untrained, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So, to start off with, being proficient in something is really important for Starfinder. It makes a substantial difference to what you get out of your skill point. You know what you have proficiency in from your class. So, like my soldier class has acrobatics, athletics, engineering as class skills.
So, okay, are we by default proficient in anything that's listed as a class
No.
skill?
No.
No, okay.
The way it works is a class skill. If you have what is, and we're not going to use proficiency. That's not the word.
Okay,
We're going to use ranks. The
Ranks.
words that
Yeah.
we're going to use is ranks.
okay.
As a level 1 character, you can only have a single rank in a skill. You can never have more ranks in a skill than your character's total level.
Got it.
So for level 1, we probably only have 4 to 6 skill ranks to budget out. So it's not too much to.
Got it. So
be
if we
concerned
have
about
4 to
immediately.
6, so if we have 4 in your example, we can't put all 4 in computers. The computers can only max at 1. So it would force us to
So-
pick 4 things to have ranks in.
That is correct.
Got it.
So in order to get the +3 bonus from a skill being a class skill, you have to have a rank in it. If you don't have a rank in it, you do not get that +3.
You're gonna have to explain the +3. That came out of nowhere for me.
Oh, sorry. A class skill means that you're going to have a flat +3 bonus to doing that skill.
But you only get that flat +3 if you have a rank purchased.
Correct.
Oh, Paizo,
So
you've given
that-
us a...
That's why you really want to focus on your class skills, because you get a lot more for your bang for your buck.
Okay.
So if we are all looking at the same form fillable character sheet, there is a checkbox next to the skills. Check the skills that are class skills for your class. So that's a bit of manual labor that we have to do for
Okay,
ourselves.
so I have class skills in computers, engineering, and life science.
but not diplomacy.
And science piloting. Is mysticism like Arcana?
It's probably closer to. It's like Arcana, but more spiritual. Is that the best way to describe it?
So is it like religion?
Yeah.
No, because religion, I think, is a different thing.
Yeah, religion is going to fall under culture. So if you're asking about like the knowledge skills, that's going to be culture, life science, physical science, and mysticism. If you'll notice, they are all trained only. Meaning, if you do not have a skill rank in that skill, you cannot attempt the check. I'm
Okay.
wrong about that, but that's how I remember it. It's either you can't attempt it or you attempt it at a big negative.
Here, I think this will help. The core rulebook has a list right here. It says list of creature types below indicate which skill is used to identify a creature. Like if you're seeing a technological construct, you need to use engineering to know what kind of construct that is. Mysticism is going to be the thing that identifies things like dragons, fae, magical beasts, outsiders, undead. Like the fantasy stuff sounds like mysticism. So if you're
Gotcha.
into the fantasy side of things, go with mysticism.
So I have a question about those skills. Why is profession listed twice?
What?
Because you can have multiple professions. You can have a profession is going to be tied to a skill you pick, either charisma, intelligence, or wisdom. So, like if you wanted to have two professions, one tied to charisma and one tied to wisdom, you could do that. And a profession, you just make it up. Like,
oh, okay. So that's gonna be my next question. You just be like, I want to be this, and I want to be really good.
yeah,
at
a
it.
profession tied to intelligence. For the game that we'll hopefully play of Starfinder when we have the full table, my character is going to chart navigation courses for people. So that was the profession I picked for her, and that's going to be an intelligence-based profession.
And then
Charisma-based.
Landing.
a beer.
Yeah, charisma profession for a beer.
Hey, real fast. We just had a
Oh, I can't
we
wait
just
for
had a
that.
follow. Wither King, thank you. What's up?
Oh, nice.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So the things that have a little T next to it, you have to be trained in it to use it. So does that mean all the other ones you can make, if it's not a trained skill, even if you don't have a rank in it, you can attempt it?
Yes.
Yeah, so like athletics you can try. If you're bad at it though, you're bad at it.
Right, okay. -3 for me. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Hey.
to answer Patrick's question, I think I would like to be good at computers and, like, life science. Like, that
You're
sounds-
about to
So
have
you're
a
the
thought.
intelligence character, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good
Okay.
thing to select.
I would like mysticism as the paranormal investigator.
Yep, that's
Of the
going to be
party.
right up your alley.
Oh,
And
wait, hold on,
also
before we
that's
dive
exactly
into...
how they design mysticism too.
So wait, how do we know how many ranks we have?
It is I have it
Class.
right here.
Class.
So you have, as a technomancer, you have 4 ranks to disperse plus your intelligence modifier.
Gotcha.
So what?
Yeah, so, okay. I see it. So it is attached to your class, and it's... Okay, cool.
And actually, it's intelligence modifier for everybody. For the mystic, it's 6 plus your intelligence modifier. For the soldier, it's 4 plus intelligence. And I forget what class you're playing. Patrick?
Operative.
Operative. So for
Yeah.
you're probably gonna have the
Skill
most.
monkey.
You have 8 plus your intelligence modifier.
Well, guys, I would like to claim all of these skills related to strength and constitution, of which there is
Absolutely.
one. Athletics.
Is that the only one that gets a strength modifier?
Yep. There are no con ones.
All right. Oh, I wanted to write this down.
Couldn't
Let me
you
write
make
this
one?
down. Let me write this down.
Like
What'd you say, Creed?
Or something? Couldn't you make your profession just poison eating? There's your constitution skill.
I went...
I feel my profession should be charisma based.
I went ahead and threw a point in physical science as well.
So I have piloting as a skill, but I'm really bad at it. So y'all should probably not let me pilot the ship.
Is it making you put a skill rank there? Or?
No. I'm just amused. It's one of my. I'm going to put a skill point into medicine and into engineering. I'm not particularly good at either, but I'm not particularly good at anything. So, if you want me to back up as pilot, could do that, but you probably don't want that.
Creed, since you are not currently applying skill ranks to anything, could you look up the providing aid action and see if you have to have a rank and a skill in order to provide aid?
Providing aid.
Something we need
Oh,
to...
I remember what I was going to ask. So some of the other role-playing games I use, they GMs will. You can obviously say no to this if you want to. They will let you substitute the ability score for a skill. So, like for intimidation, it's normally out of charisma.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But could a Trux use Constitution or Strength instead?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can argue it enough, like that one is typically the go-to argument. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. Patrick, what was your question again?
The providing aid, it's different in Starfinder. It's not as simple as it was in D&D, and I was wondering if you have to have a rank and a skill in order to be able to provide aid to another character.
Common combat actions, common maneuvers.
Ashley, what other skills are you going to be really good at?
I have no fucking clue. I have mysticism and sense motive so far, and
perception, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I was also thinking about doing diplomacy, and I wanted culture, but I don't have a bonus to culture.
And you can still take it, because I think culture is a trained skill anyway.
Yeah.
It would probably be helpful.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty good bonus to culture.
Were you gonna take it? You are the captain, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because Kasathan's, I think, I got rid of my culture bonus, but I think the themes I was looking at all had culture stuff.
I don't know, I might just take a bunch of wisdom ones. Mysticism, perception.
I'm sorry, Patrick. It had to be done. If you check the chat for Twitch.
Who did this?
I found the Aid Another on starjammersrd.com. The GM might rule that you can help someone succeed at a skill check by performing the same action and attempting a skill check as part of a cooperative effort. You must attempt your skill check before the creature you want to help, and if you succeed at a DC 10 check, that creature gains a +2 bonus to his check, so long as he attempts the check before the end of his next turn. All that at the GM's discretion. But so Patrick, I have to if I was helping you, I would have to succeed at DC 10 first, and then you get a +2.
Wait, read it again for me. The beginning part.
The GM might rule that you can help someone succeed at a skill check by performing the same action and attempting a skill check as part of a cooperative effort.
So it sounds like, sorry, that was the important bit. So it sounds like you would have to have a skill rank and a trained skill.
Oh, is that what you're saying? I thought you were asking about like in the middle of combat. I guess I was confused on your question, but yeah, you have to be trained for sure.
Okay.
If it's a trained skill, you can't just like help and not know what the hell you're doing. Nice. Is my assumption.
So I only get 3 skills. I have athletics, which is strength. I have intimidate, if I'm allowed to use, strength or constitution when I negotiate that. Mm-hmm. So for a third skill, do you want me helping on engineering or medicine? Those are my least worst.
Least worst. Amazing.
I didn't take
engineering.
I didn't take anything in medicine.
I can put a point there.
Okay. I'll keep
what about
engineering.
our mystic? Does our mystic have a bonus to medicine that we would benefit from?
Medicine is intelligence, which is at a +0.
Oh,
Yeah, but you can still put a rank in it, though.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that kind of mystic.
got
Okay.
it. Understood.
Just imagining somebody's like been shot, they're lying in the street, and they wave to Ashley's character like, "Please help me." I'm not that kind of mystic.
Correct.
I can help solve your murder afterwards.
I'm not that kind of doctor. I'm not the doctor that helps people.
All right. I need y'all's help.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I need y'all's help picking my theme. So I've got 3 that I'm looking at that I think work great for the character idea. They're all very similar. I can't pick which one I want. So the first one is
You're cutting out again.
Yeah.
Aw. The first one is Tempered Pilgrim.
You're gone.
Yeah, Patrick, you want to come in here?
You're fine when you're not staring off into space.
I'm not staring off into space. I'm looking at my monitor.
And that came through just fine.
Okay, so the first one is Tempered Pilgrim. It specifically talks about like Kasathas, the thematic of the whole thing, how they go on like a walkabout kind of thing. It's +1 to charisma, which is what I want, and it boosts culture. It'll give me a +1 to my culture checks, and it reduces the DC of recall knowledge for culture checks, and gives me an additional
Patrick.
language learned per rank in culture. So that's pretty good. That'd be good for the captain. That'd be good for the face.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
good
yeah.
for like charisma stuff. The next one is Noble Scion. I think that's really neat. Just because I really liked Acquisition Incorporated's celebrity adventurer Scion background, and this is kind of similar to that. The theme knowledge, I can still reduce the DC for culture checks. I can choose
Patrick.
diplomacy to get a bonus in. So that'd be diplomacy, that'd be good as well. And then there's Bureaucrat.
Hey, Patrick,
What
that
happened?
again.
do you want to just come in here?
What happened to your microphone? It was going so good.
I don't know.
The spinny chair is too spinny, Patrick. That must be the issue.
Probably it.
Because when you come through, you sound great. But when you come through Ashley's, you sound like you're a million miles away.
Oh, you can hear him through mine?
Yeah.
Oh,
Only-
shit. We probably should have shut the door.
Yeah, we probably should have shut the door.
It's so hot, though. It's like 80 degrees in here.
Well, that's because y'all are over that garage.
So, talk more, Patrick. See if it comes through.
The other one I was looking at is Bureaucrat. I'm looking at the monitor, but my mouth is pointing towards the mic. This one, there's actually a list of skills that I can pick to get a bonus on. Culture, life science, physical science, mysticism, but I'd probably pick profession to get a bonus too. So I don't know. I mean, all 3 of them are very similar, but they do different things.
Patrick, I'll put this out there. Check the Twitch chat to answer your question.
All right, very good. Thank you, Wither King. I'm the Noble Scion.
That was a good call. So that's what I was going to say. English is hard.
Excellent.
I like the reasoning is that a Patrick can only
Indeed.
be prestigious.
Indeed.
I feel like that needs to be on a shirt.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh, your name is Patrick too. All right, dope. Well done.
Ashley, Twitch
Huh?
has determined Patrick's theme. He's now Noble Scion.
I think what's worse is
Cool.
that Twitch has reinforced his delusion of nobility.
Oh God. He did not need his bougie boosted.
Shall I buy you some fancy socks, good sir?
Yes, they're very expensive.
He only wears the $50
So,
pair ones.
just to add to this, since y'all roasted me so hard for my graphic design skills earlier, we have a one-shot that we play as often as we can, where I play a character called Bougie Pechois, and it's for Bougie Patrick. It's in his honor.
Bougie Patrick. Bougie Patrick.
All
All
right.
right, cool.
Cool.
All right.
So I
what
just
else
want
are we
to put it out
looking?
there that I don't know what everybody else's skills look like, but a majority of my skills are -3 as the total rank.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
That being said, computers, engineering, physical science are all +6.
That's great.
I
Good at
hit
your
stuff
job.
good.
You're good at what you do.
Well, this is why I can help in engineering, because you see, when you need someone to just hit the machine, just
Yeah, totally. All right, so do we need to do anything else in skills?
I think we're good with skills. The dreaded equipment might be next, though.
Yeah, I think equipment's next.
Is equipment hard? Don't we get like starting equipment packages based on our class?
I don't think it's nearly as simple as what you're used to. Let me get to the page now.
I've been traumatized by Shadowrun.
No, feats are next. Feats.
Get feats?
Yeah.
I would like to have 2 of them, otherwise I might fall. No?
All right. Feats. All characters.
I got it delayed, Justin.
I'm sorry.
I got it. It's just not funny.
No, I know. I got that. I got it from the crickets. I'll go back to my spot.
Patrick, do you know if everyone starts off with a Yes, I think everybody starts off with one.
With
really
crickets?
I think that's just general rule. Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah,
that
that sounds right.
You know there's a table somewhere.
Is there a massive list of feats somewhere to go through?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's Paizo. Of course, there's a massive list.
There's always.
Listen, it's starting to sound like we're crapping on Paizo, and I will tell you we're not, because the thing I'm most excited about for Starfinder is the ability to actually customize my character beyond the shoehorned options I get in that other D20
So yeah,
system.
every odd level, so at first, third, fifth, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth, you get an extra feat. Unless you're the soldier, in which case you get a feat every level.
So we get 1 to start with, and then after this it alternates based on a chart.
For you, yeah. It's every odd level.
And I posted in Discord, so you should be able to go through the giant list of feats.
Okay. Should we peruse that now?
Go ahead and peruse it now. Remember that a lot of them will have prerequisites.
Okay.
Yeah, and these are in here. So like accelerated recovery, the first one you have to have Constitution 13.
Oh, that's good. That means a lot of these will be eliminated for me.
And I think you can actually, I think some of these even allow you to use weapons that your class doesn't normally get. Like I think Technomancer doesn't really get much in the way of weapons, but if you wanted to be able to use a rifle effectively.
Like there's feats on here like melee weapon proficiency basic, so no penalty to attacks with basic melee weapons.
I'm gonna grab some more coffee.
Hey, I'm going to post a screenshot of my skill window in the Discord.
Okay.
If you guys wanted to do the same, take a look. That way we can shore up any holes we might have.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think you just wanted to show off the 10 skill ranks per level.
Listen, you skill monkey.
It's the operative. It's what the operative does.
I'll post mine in a second. Let me see here. Here, you know what? Post this in the general chat so that people that are in the Discord can see these stats as well.
Okay, which chat room you want me to use?
Just up at the top, like lounge, general off topic. Character builds. Character builds. That makes sense. Do that. And we'll put a picture, or we'll put our actual full character sheets in here at some point as well.
Do we have a pilot?
I think I might be the best. Justin, how dare you?
What did he do?
He chat jumped me.
So, what was that about piloting?
I have a +8.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
But you're the captain.
For those that are following along, there is a link to the Discord in the panels below our Twitch stream, and you can see where we're posting these in there. There are so many to choose from.
I'm sorry, Justin.
No, I was mostly mumbling to myself that there are so many to choose from.
As an operative, I can pick a specialization that gives me 2 skill focus feats in 2 different skills. I picked the spy, so that's going to give me the skill focus in bluff and disguise. So that means I get a free skill rank in those and a +3 insight bonus. So they are my highest bonuses at 9. So hopefully I can talk our way into a lot of things. I need a drink.
I'm gonna try and cheat a little bit and see what the internet says are good feats for Technomancer, so I don't have to go through every single option.
Hey Justin, where's the general Discord y'all are using? Which channel?
It's under the D&D stuff. There's one that's just called Character Builds.
Okay.
Oh, Wither King, you know some stuff. I'm sorry we weren't watching the chat. He was letting us know that we all at level 1 just get the 1 feat. So.
Unless you're playing human.
All right, what I miss?
Our chat was being helpful and we didn't notice.
Where are we posting these character builds?
Yeah, character builds. Ooh, there's apparently one called Penetrating Spell. Let's see what that's all about. So what is, can someone tell me what this statement means? +2 bonus to caster level checks to overcome SR.
SR.
No.
Isn't SR spell resistance? Hold on.
Yeah.
Right. So it helps you overcome spell resistance.
Okay, is that something I'm going to have to deal with as a spellcaster in this game? Probably. That sounds right.
Not early on. I don't imagine so. I don't feel like that might be a good. I don't think that's a good one to take early. Probably take it later.
Yeah, it's a special defensive ability of many creatures that functions like armor, AC, against magical attacks.
Got it. That's one of the things when I was perusing Starfinder a while back that I really liked, is that there's separate types of armor class. There's like the kinetic and energy and spell resistance, I guess, kind of falls.
Justin, if I were to make some suggestions just for some things to look up, combat casting, heavy armor proficiency, skill synergy, agile cast, greater spell penetration, spell focus. That's what the core rule book has as suggestions for builds.
Gotcha. Okay, I don't qualify for agile casting yet.
So we're all picking up feet now, right?
Yeah, just going through and picking the sheet.
That's what they
I
tell
love.
Even have a connection for Mystic. You're making me choose Feats.
Say that again, Ashley.
I don't even have a connection for Mystic.
Connection.
I gotta choose a feat.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mystic is
connections in a minute.
So
okay.
for the feats, I would look at the prerequisites first, because a lot of these are going to be automatically ruled out by the prerequisites. 19
Yeah.
intelligence needed.
Yeah, well, I was really like mobility looked like it would be really good, plus 40 or AC when it comes to like attacks of opportunity. Requires a dex of like higher than what I have. What fleet? What does fleet give me?
There's a feat called Four-Handed Hacker. If you have 4 or more hands and you have 2 hacking kits, you can have the time it takes to hack a system task computer. I'm sure that's
fun.
computers. That's just funny. I love looking at all the 4-armed feats like that.
Ashley, I would look into the same kind of feats like combat casting, spell focus, toughness, advanced melee weapon stuff.
Okay, there's a good option. Okay.
Nick, you should take the percussive maintenance feat.
Ooh, that sounds good. I was gonna say, Ashley, something to check. I wouldn't worry about it maybe tonight, but make sure when whatever feat you take, double check that Vlaka don't get it inherently, because you get a lot of stuff inherently. So that link I sent you earlier that has the Vlaka stuff,
Yeah.
you just want to double check that you didn't double take something.
Okay.
Do androids get stuff for free? No.
It's gonna be easy to do cybernetics for you, so you get that free over time.
Nice.
I'm gonna wear these feet today.
Quick question for the group. Should I do lightning reflexes and give myself a +2 bonus to reflex saves? Or should I do greater fortitude and get a +2 to fort saves?
So my experience with a similar Paizo game was that fort saves never showed up. I don't know if that's true for Pathfinder, but Creed's got a smile on his face. It might not be the case here.
So, well, real fast. So I'm assuming reflex is like dodging out of the way and stuff, but is fort save a lot like when we would see a con save in D&D, like poisons and diseases and that kind of stuff?
And if you're going to alien planets, I think everybody with an immune system that has never been to a planet should have plenty of fort save.
Okay.
But
Chat, what do you think? Reflex will come up more often? Are you doing core book only?
Reflex will probably come up more often.
Hopefully, you know what? I'll have a chance to get some other feats later, so hopefully we won't go planet hopping
see, the joy of this conversation is Creed now has it in mind. A fort save needs to show up somewhere.
Damn it. Creed, get out of here. We don't need you for character creation. Yes, we do. Stay.
I don't do that much.
I was like, lies.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
3-point stance would be a pretty good feat for a Kasathan, definitely. But it's a bunch of bonuses when you have a free hand. You reduce fall damage. You gain +2 to your KAC against grapple attempts.
Do my 2 vestigial arms count as free hands?
I don't know. Like, what are they capable of?
The stats say they can only they can hold tiny objects, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I was just joking about the 3 stance.
They don't.
Okay, I'm going to take lightning reflexes.
Trying to see if there was any kind of like leadership feat that I should like start building into, but I don't know.
So does that become a miscellaneous mod then for reflex saves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can't stack bonuses, right? Like that's the only.
You can stack bonuses so long as they are from different sources. So, like if it says it's an insight bonus and something else comes along that's an
That's right.
insight
I remember
bonus,
that they
you
have
can't
named
stack the two of
bonuses
them.
and unnamed bonuses, right? I feel like I
Mhm,
saw that
mhm.
somewhere. Gotcha. So what?
Unnamed bonuses always stack.
Got it. Got it. And this.
I'm learning.
So this just says +2 bonus to reflex saves. Does that mean it's an unnamed bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So it doesn't. Got it. Okay. So my feat won't become useless if something else becomes better than it down the road. Is the gist.
Ooh, tactful advisor. That's kind of leadership-like.
That sounds leadership-like.
I think I saw that one. It looked good.
All
It
right.
boosts the aid another outcome.
Although, shouldn't we be aiding you most of the time?
You can grapple with 2 hands and attack with the other 2 if you have 4 hands? I feel like I need to change my race.
Just graft 2 more on, dude. You're an android.
It's Safa android.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I'd have to take that xenomorphic or whatever it was called.
Yep.
I don't know if I want that, because if I take that xenometric, if I take that, I'd have to lose the upgrade slot and exceptional vision. Oh, okay, but you get the stuff. Okay. Oh, cool. You could be 4-armed if you take Kasatha. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. See, this is what I was talking about. This is why I've been really excited to do either Pathfinder or Starfinders, because you get character customization options that are just really
Oh
neat.
yeah. Even if someone took the same race, background, and class as you, you still get 2 wildly different characters. And that's what I really liked about it. I was like, oh, you're the same thing? We're not going to step on each other's toes.
I could be a Vlakin. I could be a Vlakin android.
Robo-dog.
I feel like that was definitely a 90s cartoon. That was the gist of it was robot dogs. But maybe I'm wrong.
I feel like you're right.
I was
I want to Astro Boy comes to mind, and there's like a robot dog involved with that.
do y'all remember? So random, totally random. But I saw this at
6 arms.
I saw this at the store the other day. I saw a toy for Street Sharks. Do y'all remember Street Sharks?
Yep.
I love
Yeah.
Street Sharks.
God, that was the best show.
I still have a memory of crying one Sunday afternoon when it didn't record on the VCR. I was so mad. It's making me mad now.
Did you ever see that episode, or was it just gone forever?
Even if I did see it, it's gone forever.
Oh no. Ooh. Okay.
So I'm having a debate between Bodyguard and Toughness. So Bodyguard is, as a reaction, an adjacent ally is attacked, you can grant the ally a +2 bonus to their AC against the attack. Or, oh no, now that I'm talking this out, Toughness is way better. Toughness is for every character level you have, you gain 1 stamina point, and you get +4 bonus to con saves. To continue running, to avoid damage from a forced march, to hold your breath, and to avoid damage from starvation or thirst. You also gain a +4 to fortitude saves against hot and cold.
Yeah, dude, just take that and stand in front of them.
Yep, no,
Don't you have guard?
Yeah, I do. No, so we're doing Toughness. That was easy.
That we could help. Yeah.
There are some really fun feats in here, though, for later. I get a feat every level, so yay.
Justin, what was the one that you could grapple with 2 arms?
Oh, I don't know. It was Wither King was talking about it. Wither King, what was that related to? What lets you do that?
Feat is that?
Okay. rebooting nanites. Whenever you...
Focus small arms. You don't get that until just like specialization.
Okay, so what sacred strike treat your attacks as having your deity's alignment? What the hell does that mean?
Alignment.
Oh, so anyone can do that. Oh.
Huh?
Ashley, I don't know what that means, but I did hear your question.
Okay.
I heard it too. I think alignments might mean a bit more. I think that'll matter when attacking certain creatures. It might take more damage. In fact, I will look at that right now. Let me go find a monster that has an evil creature in it.
It looks like there's an answer to your grapple question in the chat. So
Yeah, I saw that.
I have a question for the group about what I want to take as my android ability as far as the alternate racial traits go. I have an upgrade slot, and the upgrade slot seems pretty neat. Androids have a single armor upgrade slot in their bodies, and my understanding on this is that normally you'd have to get like special armor built with an upgrade slot in it. It's usually more expensive, harder to find, something like that, right? So I have that built into me, which would give me access to some cool upgrades pretty early. Or I can nix that and take Nanite Upgrade, which would give me the Nanite Integration feat as a bonus feat, and I would ignore all of the feat's prerequisites. And that gives me some other things I can spend resolve points on. I can spend a resolve point to attempt a new saving throw against the same DC for things like being asleep or blinded, confused, coward, dazed, dazzled, deafened, exhausted, fatigued. The list goes on and on and on. I could use a resolve point for repairing nanites, which whenever you take hit point damage, you can spend one resolve point as a reaction to gain fast healing equal to 1/4 your character's level for a minimum of 1 for 1 minute. Or I could do surging nanites, which before you attempt a skill or ability check, you can spend one resolve point as a reaction to gain +2 racial bonus to that check. Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's got some options there. So what do y'all think?
And what does it replace again?
It replaces my innate upgrade slot. So upgrade slot says that androids have a single armor upgrade slot in their bodies. Regardless of whether androids are wearing physical armor, they can use this slot to install any one armor upgrade that could be installed into light armor. I guess my problem there is I don't know what the options are for armor upgrades, and I'm probably not going to go look for them, but I feel like I could probably just get armor that has slots in it down the line.
Yeah, this game does have power armor and such.
Yeah. And feel like that you're going to get a lot more mileage out of the nanites, especially if we stay low levels.
That's what I was pondering as well.
I think so too.
All right, Ashley, let's go back to your question. Would you repeat what you were pondering?
I was looking it up.
I don't remember.
As far as alignment, I think that will matter when fighting things like. Also, we have a visitor. Hey guys.
Sullivan!
Aww.
Oh, it's a barber.
No, the baby.
Sullivan, you should be sleeping. It's 11.
Yeah, I just don't understand how your attack rolls can have an alignment.
I think if you're fighting something like a devil, I think it's in the. I think it matters per creature.
Yeah. So, like in the game Patrick and I played, a shadow dragon tried to eat us, which I did not expect. So this game does have a lot of like fantasy monsters that have alignment stuff.
What you doing? Let me mute this real quick.
Did you decide on your feat, Patrick?
I think I've narrowed it down to 2 choices. I'm seeing a lot of potential good synergy between the double tap feat and operatives trick attacks and stuff. They're all about like using small arms to be very like effective and lethal. But to get double tap, I'd first have to get weapon focus, and then at level 3 I can get double tap. Or I can just go ahead and get 3-point stance, because it looks like that's going to come into play quite often.
Yeah, and I'm not going to do a melee build for Cryptus. It's going to be a heavy weapons sort of chain gun rocket launcher build, because I need to be physically next to you all to give you bonuses. So if I run away to be in melee with people, obviously that defeats the purpose of meat shielding for you.
I think I'll go with 3-point stance. I think that's going to be good.
So just adding to the answer that was given to Ashley's question. Wither King says if you fight outsiders, they have damage resistance versus alignment, and the alignment on a weapon is not a requirement to use said weapon unless it says so. I don't know if that helps or is just more information.
Yeah, I like I said, I think it just matters depending on what you're fighting. So,
you know, don't quote me on this later, but I'm not sure it will come up that often.
that's what you think.
I've now said that. Creed's heard me, so, you know, fort saves and alignment monsters in session 1, but...
Creed is only a little vindictive.
Yeah, we're just going to do, can you guys hear me? We're just going to do all fantasy, nothing Starfinder related except for your character. That's how it's going to be. Fort saves and, like, alignment monsters. That's it. You guys are creating the encounters for me right now.
Perfect. Yep.
I'm joking. I've already planned out what we're gonna do. Already planned. I've been dying to dig into sci-fi tropes and add a little fantasy to them.
Are we gonna get stuck in a time loop?
No, not yet.
Will there be tribbles in our engines?
No, I mean like the good. I don't want to give anything away.
Almost got him.
Almost got him. I'm quite easy to get with that.
Okay.
What's all good?
Has everybody picked their feats?
What are you talking about? What are you thinking about? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm good to go on that. I took a boring feat, but an effective one.
Toughness, right? Yeah, I went with the one that would help my reflexes.
Yeah, I went with 3-point stance. Nothing crazy or whatever.
My experience with taking fun niche feats is that they never come up. So percussive maintenance looked really fun, and I was like, what are the chances this is ever going to come up in like the first
well,
5 sessions?
Didn't you take an engineering point?
I did, but do we think it's gonna come up frequently enough?
Engine's broken. Hit it.
It would give you something else to do with your strength.
Oh no, it's making me use the intelligence on engineering. Which part to hit aggressively?
I would say take it just because the ship that Patrick's character has is an old, beat up Galorian made ship. Probably from Phoenix Industries for the players that know what that means. It's been retired and sold off to this level 1.
You know, since y'all make me live in the bowels of this ship, I'll change out for percussive maintenance just so I can be down there hitting the engines.
Nice. And every time you try to dig through the burrow through the hole, you're actually percussive maintenance signal.
It's reached the point where the engine is just like crisscrossed with holes, and you're like, it works somehow. We don't fiddle with it.
We don't talk about it. We don't look at it. No inspector is allowed within.
Ashley's character like hides bones down there.
Wow.
So our engine is ghost haunted and full of holes.
All right, guys, I'm gonna mute myself.
Vroom.
All right. So has everybody selected a feat?
No.
Right. I'm just double checking.
Ashley, are you looking for feats that will what part of your class are you hoping the feats bolster? Like, you want like the paranormal activity part of it,
Yeah, that.
the investigative part of it?
Yeah, none of these really. I don't know. I was looking at where is it? Divine Blessing. And it says gain a unique power from the deity you worship. But that doesn't really say much of anything.
Oh yeah, that's pretty vague, huh?
It's very vague.
That's pretty vague. I bet there's like a whole list of deities that have some sort of bonus you can get from them.
Just want a dog god.
It's just a bone. It's a human.
What?
A dog's god. It's a human. Because they love humans so much.
It's just some guy named Steve
Yeah.
that like fed you once.
And he's just the best.
But what unique power would
Squirrel.
that deity?
I saw a squirrel once. It was beautiful.
You're still muted, Patrick.
That
There was a
much.
motorcycle. All right, there was a motorcycle.
I saw you talking.
If you click on Divine Blessing, it pulls up a list of choices that you can choose. It just doesn't say which choices related to which god, so I don't know how that comes into play. But
Well, if Steve's not on the list, it's not complete.
Oh wow, there's just a ton of options in there.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh geez.
So
Ooh, this would be
There's
good. I could get limited telepathy,
Ooh.
and then later on get the psychic scream. That would be so cool. So I was looking at that.
Oh boy.
there's protective fur, which is for Yosoki, and something called a skittermander. You might be able to talk Creed into letting you have it. +2 against heat and cold, and +4 against contracting contact afflictions.
Doesn't
That makes
already
sense.
get it, though?
Yeah,
Oh,
cold resistance. Blockos have cold resistance
see,
5 that stacks with one other source.
I
of
did the
cold
thing I warned you not to do. Whoops.
Yeah, geez, Nick.
How could you?
Listen, my intelligence is low, all right?
Did you say that you were going to do something actually that would lead you to getting telepathic scream?
Yeah, it was like psychic scream or whatever. Yeah, where it's like you just scream at someone's mind and it makes them shaken.
Is that a
Apparently.
bark for you? You're just barking at people?
Listen. As far as I'm
Wait.
concerned, Wither King is an authority on Starfinder, and he's saying that your god can be whatever you want them to be.
Nice.
Ashley,
Yes.
when you're talking about telepathy, isn't your character deaf?
Hey,
Yes.
Code Diggles, welcome.
So telepathy would be a great help to that.
Yes.
So you're taking it?
I think so. I think I'll do the divine blessing and then get the limited telepathy.
There you go.
And I would say, I know that we're doing this on the stream, but stuff like that, this is a massive list. If you take the time to look through it and you see something different, you could change it. You're not married to looking through 100 options in a short stream and stuck with it. The goal would be to have fun playing. Wait, Skittermanders are a race of helpful halflings?
Yeah, they have 6 arms.
But how can they be 10 times more adorable than helpful halflings?
They're little snitches.
What?
Guys,
Lilo and
I've
Stitch?
found my name.
Oh,
Oh.
They're little stitches.
Oh, Skittermanders.
They-
Yeah, they're Stitches.
They're Stitches!
Oh.
Is that a playable
Oh.
race?
It's a playable race.
have we
My
undone
thing is
everything,
no
Justin?
longer important.
Can I be an android Skittermander?
Patrick, what are you saying? You found your name?
My thing is no longer important. We need to focus on this right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, these are a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you wanna, this is what they look like.
Oh, is it happening, Justin?
No, probably not, because I don't see Skittermander listed as the options for Xenometric. No, it's okay. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna get swayed by the cute as much as I might want to.
I used a fantasy name generator that had Starfinder name generators, and for Kasathan,
Is it
oh
Patrick?
no, it didn't capitalize the proper word. Hold on.
Where are you trying to post this?
In Twitch chat.
On Twitch chat.
Clap for everybody. Can you clap?
You can call me Jen.
Oh God, get out of here! Get out of here with that mess. And more importantly, where did you find this name generator?
Get out of here, but link it. All right. I'll throw it in the Discord.
Oh wait, I'm an android. Can I use that new Elon Musk name for his kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the hardest part. Have a name now.
Oh, I don't know why I like this name so much.
Well,
Oh, this name is actually
the
kind of...
Elon Musk name sounds something like this.
Yes, that's how you pronounce it.
Listen. Oh, there's a name in this Android name generator that has caught me in a way. I don't know if I'm going to take it as my final name, but it's just Passenger.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's nice.
It's nice.
It's kind of nice, and I've got this idea in my head of being a runaway android. So the idea that he's just was a passenger and that is now his name, because that is what he was. He was a passenger on a ship escaping. I'm gonna write that down. That might make the name.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what a cute little noise!
You dropped your pencil. Yeah. Uh-huh. You look at it. The dirty room.
Yes. Robots in this are called like synthetic. What did you call them, Creed?
They're
You told
called
me about this.
SROs. Let me look
Yeah,
up
it's
the
like
actual
synthetic robot overlords or something like that,
Yeah, overlords, absolutely.
organism.
or something like that. Yeah, I remember distinctly reading about SROs and going, nah, that's not what I want to play.
I gotta know what that full name is now.
Whew.
So once we finish our feats, we're onto equipment, right?
Oh no.
Yep.
Or is that something we're gonna have to do like between streams?
I think the equipment can be done between streams, mostly
You
because equipment is kind of a big deal in Starfinder, and you really have to plan it out. Let me get you guys kind of the gist of what's going to be going on, so you guys can kind of go, okay, I need to plan for X environment.
Oh yeah, I'd love to know what kind of game you're playing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that part of session 1.
Session 0.
Or yeah, session 0.
Let me put it this way. Where is my packed worlds? Actually, no. I can bring it up on the map. The map.
Oh, that's a thing I should do. I'm gonna see.
Right. You guys will be starting on the planet of Castrovel, which is currently embroiled in a civil war between the Lashunta and the Formian alien species. And you will be on the city. Oh gosh, where did my cities go?
Lashunta and who?
Formian.
Formian, Lashunta and Formian. The Kabarat is a port city, population 819,000, mostly Lashunta. And it is an autocracy led by the Lady Morana Kesh. And there you will be hired, just because I love sci-fi tropes, you'll be hired by a man who needs a package delivered with no questions asked.
Nice. Hey, real quick, because I'm awful, spell the planet and spell the city.
Oh gosh, I just closed everything. Shit.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's my fault for closing it when I didn't
And
need
who rules the city? Spell that one too.
Lady Morana Kesh. I'll get there in just a second when I find the page. Let's see. Castrovel is Castrovbel.
Got it. I got that one right. And what's the city?
Thank you. You're helping. Page over here. Page over here. Need to go to the next page. That's not what I want.
See you, Water Lily.
The city is called Kabarat.
See you, Water Lily.
That's how it's
Sleep well.
Who's leaving? I missed that entirely.
One of our viewers.
Oh,
She's a good
bye.
I like this.
Kabarat is Qabarat.
One more time. I wasn't ready.
It's a very Canadian word. Qabarat.
Wait, there's no U?
No.
Qaba.
U.
Qaba.
RAT.
AT. Got it. Okay, and so we've all been hired. You said we've all been hired to deliver a package that.
Who's the leader's name? Lady something?
The leader of this city is it's an autocracy led by the Lady Morana Kesh. She is a Lashunta.
Spell it, please.
And if you must see where you are at, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'll just link it. Link a picture. Map of Castrovel.
So, you know, are you? Is it up to us as far as like how long we've been here, or have we been? Is this a situation? I know you said that Patrick has, or excuse me, I guess your character's name is Jin now. You said that Jin has a ship that was bartered and is basically beaten and crappy. So is this a situation where Jin is hiring a crew, or do you foresee this as something where we've already worked together? Like how do you foresee this starting?
I want to leave that up to you guys. If you've worked together before, I imagine Patrick's character and Nick's characters probably work together based on the way they built and described them. But obviously, Justin, your character, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for.
Unless
you want it to be that way.
Unless this is the ship I stowed away on.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
So I'll leave that to you guys, but this is Patrick's chip. It's an old beat up piece of crap that just kind of works. So plenty of room for engineering checks. And someone hiring you doesn't have a whole lot of money, but has enough to pay to get some things repaired and some things paid for and some debts repaid.
Okay.
And you all make some money off of it. And he has a crate you can't ask questions about and you can't open. He's real particular about it.
So
Creed,
if it, go ahead, Patrick.
I was just gonna say, Creed, do you have a URL to that image? Wither King asks, wants to see picture.
Copy image address. Oh, you put it in the dungeon chat, you mean?
Put it in the Twitch chat if you can.
I can't because I am not logged in right now. And I don't remember my login.
Put it in
It's in
Discord and
Discord.
all.
You guys can send it on over.
All right. Patrick, you got that, or you want me to get it?
You get it.
Okay, on it.
You stowaway. Do some work.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Boy, you stinky. You gotta change your diapers out.
Oh, cool. We got like a whole map kind of a thing going on here.
Yeah, the Pact Worlds each have their own map.
Oh, so this is official content.
This is official map content. Kabarat should be kind of near the center northwest. West of Asana, but like right on that tip there. If you can read that closely. It's a big port city.
So
Also like ocean. Okay.
Yeah. It's a spaceport / like ocean port. It's a pretty good sized town. It's like
yeah, Wither King, I took note of that as well. One of us isn't a team player here.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Right over my head.
All right. So
I'm not saying that 4 of these people of this 13 is in this call, but
what that means is that 9 of them aren't.
yeah, and I'm really happy about that. Welcome, 9 of you viewers.
Absolutely. So we've got me. I'll be the captain, skill monkey face.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Ashley's Vlocken. We'll think of a name later. Bridget. She is our mystic, our perceptive person, our sensing people's motives, and I think you had diplomacy as well. We've got Cryptus?
Yep.
Cryptix?
Cryptus.
Cryptus. And then he just got up and walked away.
My name was that offensive, huh?
He just got up and walked off. He's just gone.
All right, sorry it took a second, but that link is now in the Twitch chat.
I hope Passenger is the name he sticks with, because that's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's really high up there. I've skimmed through some other results, and I've been a little unimpressed. So I'll probably sleep on it, but come tomorrow, I'll probably have made a decision. But no, Passenger so far is up there. Yeah, so Passenger is going to be a humanoid, probably elven in nature, android with the themeless background. I guess a little bit of background that I'm okay with the players knowing up front is that he left his life of servitude and therefore doesn't really have a theme like Ace Pilot or anything like that. That's why I went with themeless. And he is really into the cross section of magic and technology, hence being a technomancer.
Cool. So for Cryptus and presumably the connection to Jin, he was a colony guard. He worked as guarding newly found colonies, and had a particularly bad experience with one. Then the colony was lost, shall we say, and he's been rather upset and ashamed at the whole affair ever since then. Presumably, Jin found him in a bar or, hole somewhere at some point, and it's like, well, this is a gigantic Trox that's carrying around heavy weaponry. We can put him to use guarding me.
Absolutely.
So-
I probably introduced myself with my full formal name and mentioned, and I'm from the clan Raluf, and you were just like, who? But that's fine. I was like, all right, okay, good. You don't know. Great, perfect. So that'll be good. I'm thinking.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, Ashley's trying to cool down. The weather app was like, oh, it's 7 degrees colder outside than it is in the apartment. So we're like, oh, well, let's just open the windows.
And it's hotter.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, hotter.
Oops.
So she's trying to cool down. Haven't completely figured out what I'm thinking Jin is, but I've definitely got a good idea. The noble Scion helps me figure that out. Like, if he needs to, he could be like, by the way, I'm kind of famous. My family's kind of famous.
Wait, is your background icon?
The noble Scion. Oh no, the theme is noble Scion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say because was there more for your character? Because I was gonna ask Creed a question unrelated to character.
I'm thinking that's probably how he has the ship, is some amount of money or funds or resources in connection to the family. And I'm definitely thinking he was ex-Navy somehow, maybe like a privateer, maybe ex-military, maybe ex-government, but kind of shady background kind of thing. That'd be good.
Nice. So, Creed, do you want to give us any sort of a like an overarching kind of a like description of the setting, like what the state of some of the world is that would be like real common knowledge, or do you want to save that for
Let me
session
rearrange my camera to help with this restless baby. And
Sure.
him on the floor, and then I can stand and watch him better. So, okay, so this actually takes, for those of you who play Starfinder, I actually both hate and love the idea of the gap. The gap being everybody woke up one day and suddenly all this infrastructure and government and everything was just there. They just woke up and the setting existed. And that's the history. Well, I love it because I can take it, throw it out, and put whatever we want there. That's what I often do. I put our old campaign in, sorry for the noise. And this is kind of taking a precursor to what the main campaign will be whenever we go to our main show with at the table and all that. So this is taking place after our last campaign with Vecna, and he did affect other planets, of course. But this is taking place before the Pact Worlds form in the middle of a kind of unification war. And this is why it's during the Castrovel Civil War and things like that. So Valorian does exist. Valorian is where the campaign took place last campaign. And all those events canon here. And not right now, but later, maybe after next session, or maybe after 2 sessions, I'll probably go through because I want players to have control over the overall diplomacy and how that works, and I want to test that out here. I'll go over how I plan on doing that, where people kind of control a faction and choose who they betray and attack and ally with. So, if you've ever played diplomacy, that's the gist of it. Any questions, comments?
Now my lowly runaway android is not going to be in charge of a faction. We're gonna
No. Your characters aren't in charge of a faction. Just you guys are forming as like a meta map. Like, this is what's happening.
Okay, got
And
it.
my idea for it is we're going to use that map that I made to track where you guys are traveling to, and to track where you guys place the fleets, so that the random encounters will change. Like, if a fleet is in a sector and you guys want to travel your characters through a sector, the random encounters will change. Like, it'll be based off having that fleet there. But I'll explain that when we try and use that.
So basically, Vecna happened. Was defeated per our first campaign.
Yep.
But during the time that Vecna had ascended, he had enough time to cause some issues across the.
Oh yeah, he was a god. He wasn't just focused on one little dinky planet.
Right. No, I got you. Okay, cool.
That's where his main focus was, but he was still doing all these other things as he.
How many years has passed since then, you think?
I'm debating between 50 and 150 right now.
Okay.
I haven't set a date, but I'll set one soon.
Okay.
So
your
characters from then are definitely much at the youngest they're old. At the oldest they're already passed away.
Gotcha.
So unless you're an elf from last campaign.
Hey, Wither King has a question about your setting. He wants to know: are there options for joining no side, like taking a neutral position?
That's assuming that like your character's taking a side. Like the idea behind it is that each player would be like representing the faction, and they would be kind of placing the pieces, trying to win the quote unquote game as if it was a game of diplomacy, so that it's not so DM hand wavy. Because that's one thing I didn't like about last campaign, where I just kind of decided how the politics would go based on very few things. Whereas this is just kind of like, okay, you're DM, this is the way the politics are heading.
This analogy is probably not going to land with most people, but the way you described it to me a while ago made it sound kind of like Heroes and Generals, where like there'd be one version of the game where we are playing our characters, Passenger, Jin, that type of stuff, and
Correct.
we are interacting in a very micro scale in the world, and then there's another session where we're playing a different character that is basically looking at a Stellaris map.
You're not even playing a character.
We're playing ourselves.
Yeah.
We're just, me as Justin is in charge of faction A, Patrick is in charge of faction
and
B.
You're just kind of playing the board game, then we go back to playing our characters, and then there'll be like a newsreel saying, this is
your way as a DM of letting us, the players, affect the narrative that is the overall world.
Yep.
Got it. That makes sense.
And that's exactly my plan. And we're going to try that out here, I want to find out what works, what doesn't, before we sit down together. You are just trying to get on the screen.
Oh. So Vecna is a character from D&D lore that is it's been around for a long time, and he's very much a big bad evil person of choice for many campaigns.
Goes back to the 70s.
Yep, he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy turned god usually. Okay, so
I think we've got a good crew here.
Yep,
good mix of skills. Everyone has a role.
So looking at this character sheet, because I know I'm going to have questions. So all of our EAC and KAC, all that comes from our equipment. That none of that's based on class and race.
Yeah, that's going to be more equipment based. And please remember to have a couple of sheets of equipment, because that's going to matter. Like for instance, say you're in your ship and you're ready for combat. You're going to have like your battle armor on. Oh, but combat, the enemy's just on the outside of the hull. Well, my battle armor doesn't let me breathe in space. I have to put an EVA suit on, which isn't armor, so my armor level drops just so I can go fight him outside. So you have to really pay attention to your equipment, because your armor classes are going to change with every equipment change based on the environment and things like that.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be printing a few sheets, aren't I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
so
cool. Good to know. I would not have thought of that.
Min-max question for you guys. I had Dex pretty low, but there are so many stats tied into Dex, like AC, ranged attack, etc. I'm debating. My strength will still be really good if I switch it down to 10, because it'll get +2, but my Dex will not be as terrible if I switch it out with my strength score. I don't know, I'm pondering that.
Well, you said you were going to be using ranged weapons, right?
Yeah, so I'm nervous about having 0 pluses to ranged at the moment.
Well, you also want to be like heavy armor, right? You want to
Yeah.
be in. Well, heavy armor typically has really high AC bonuses and very low dex modifier bonuses.
If I were to make a suggestion, I would say you are a member of a team. I think your team has a lot of damage it can put out. If it were me, I'd be like, my job is tank. I'm going to be in the way. That's what I'm going to focus on.
Cool. I'll leave it as is then.
If you're worried that, for the DM and for 2 of the players, like, okay, they're newer here. I think I want to have that accuracy. Then by all means, take it. That way you can kind of rely on yourself a little bit more. It's up to you.
No, I think I'll keep it as is, and I will focus on tanking, and then y'all get the joy of me missing with lots of heavy weapons constantly.
But at least you know it. You're like, okay, that's good as long as I'm taking hits that aren't at my team.
Yeah.
And I think with like some of the weapons, you can do things like suppressing fire and stuff. You don't even need to hit. You're imposing
fire, herring fire.
Amusingly enough, thrown weapon bonus comes from strength. So I'm grenades.
Oh, grenades! For a second there, I thought you were going to be throwing the
the rifle.
I just pick up gin. I'm like,
no. Forearms, knives out.
Oh goodness! I think
All right,
I think Beast and Wolverine had a thing like that.
Well, we are 16 minutes past the 2 hours.
Yep, I think we're done. You guys take care of your equipment over the next week. And
we'll discuss it on this
earlier than this next week. We'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I already have the campaign ready, so we can start on time.
So are we looking? We're looking to session 1 will be next Friday.
That's what I want because it's the day before I move, and everything should be done by then.
Okay.
Except for the computer, of course, but that's fine.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I will say, let's finish up the character stuff in Discord, like Patrick was saying, in the character build section. And that way, if anybody wants to hop into that Discord and see the rest of that come together, like what equipment we're taking and see our character sheets, that'll all be posted there. But other than that, I think this was a blast. I'm really excited for the diversity of these characters.
It's going to be great.
And I think I've decided Passenger is going to be the name. I don't think
it's very good
on it. It's like 98%.
Passenger is. It just one of those names that you go, that's it. That clicks.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. All right, thank you all to our viewers, players, DM. This is going to be wonderful and fun.
See y'all Friday.
Hey, can Ashley come wave?
Ashley, do you want to come wave or? No, she's
all right.
overheating.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Adios, everyone.
Bye. All right, Lee. Let's go again.